Hello there, and welcome to New Comic Book Day for the week of 16 April. As always, it's the chairman of the United States Department of Nerds, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people. Now, before we get into this week's recommendations, let's hit my top five from last week. And coming in at number 5, we have Michael Walsh's ComicsPro Retail Summit exclusive Ashcan for Exquisite Corpses issue 0. It is written by James Tynion, due out mid-May, and this is going to be a fantastic book. I've already seen so many great things about this book online. I'm definitely looking forward to this one dropping in May. Coming in at number 4, we're going to Marvel and Into a Galaxy Far, Far Away for Star Wars Jedi Knights, issue number 2 by Mark Guggenheim, art by Maddie Beck, and cover by Rahzzah. And we get the first full appearance of Atha Prime in this book. This was a key for you key collectors out there. This was a fantastic read and a fantastic book with great art. I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes from Atha Prime if we get anything else later down the future. Moving right along into number 3 from the King Spot, we're going Papa Duke issue 2 by Amy DeLong, art by Gershon Villamore, and cover by Naomi Griffith and Todd Skull. I'm really enjoying this book, and I'm really thinking Keen Spot is building a fantastic universe with the Stitches and Papa Duke. I've really enjoyed it so far. And coming in at number 2, we're going to Ghost Machine for issue number 13 of Geiger by Jeff Johns, Gary Frank, Brad Anderson, and Rob Lee. And I picked up covers from Gary Frank and Sean Von Gorman. I can't say enough great things about Ghost Machine, guys and gals. If you're not read them yet, I highly recommend you picking up a trade paperback or something and giving Geiger or any other Ghost Machine production comic books a read. Now, coming in my top spot this week, and that's not to say all these other books weren't deserving of it, but I had to give it to Mark Miller's Vatican City from Dark Horse. I always look forward to Mark Miller's new releases. This is a horror book about vampires taking over the Vatican. Really awesome. Read this first issue. Jesus, it was intense. He didn't pull no punches on this one, and it was fantastic. Give this one a read. You will not be disappointed in this book. Now, let's jump into New Comic Book Day for the week of April the 16th. This week saw 168 new issues, 368 releases overall. And as always, we're going to break this down by publisher, starting with Marvel. And coming in for Marvel, we have Daredevil, Unleash Hell, Red Band by Erica Schultz, art by Valentina Pinti and Jose Luis Suarez Pinto. And this is the Paul Seguiera cover. In this issue, Muse's reappearance has captured Ghost Rider's attention. But what bone does the spirit of vengeance have to pick with the macabre serial killer? Plus, as the heat turns up on Muse's deadly killing spree, Daredevil is forced to abandon Hell's Kitchen and must head straight into Hell itself to stop the madman. But when her pursuit leads her to her greatest enemy, Elektra has had to face yet, how will she be able to defeat herself? Erica Schultz is knocking this book out the park. The art is fantastic. The covers have been great. I cannot recommend this book enough, and it corresponded perfectly with the new Daredevil season coming out or about around the same time frame. Not a coincidence. They planned this smartly, and this is a fantastic read. We're going to a galaxy far, far away with Legacy of Vader, issue number 3, Reign of Kylo Ren, part 3 by Charles Soule, art by Luke Ross, cover. This is the Stephanie Hans cover, and Nolan Woodward did the color. In this issue, Kylo Ren is a prisoner on Tatooine. Kylo has been imprisoned by the ruthless Gardula the Hutt. The young tyrant must survive the harsh conditions of his grandfather's homeworld. And who is the mysterious force user in Gardula's employ? Awesome cover again this week for Legacy of Vader. I really enjoyed this little side mission thing they got going with Kylo Ren in this book. Highly recommend you picking it up. It's been really good so far, despite what people say. Oh, it's Disney. I don't give a shit if it's Disney Star Wars. This is a good comic book to read. It fills in some nice little holes of what was going on during the time. Pick it up. It's a good read. I've enjoyed it greatly. Now, coming up next, I have a very, very special book from Marvel this week. Now, I don't typically pick Wolverine up off the shelf. I don't read it. There's enough movies out there, and I can read it online, so I typically don't collect it. However, this week was different because we have Wolverine Volume 8, Issue 8 by Daniel Warren Johnson and Saladin Ahmed. Art by Martin, I'm not going to pronounce that, and Daniel Warren Johnson. Cover is Daniel Warren Johnson, and colors by Brian Valenza and Mike Spicer, and Corey Pettit rounds it out with lettering. We're celebrating 400 issues of Wolverine, and that's why I picked this one up. In this, Wolverine with the fight of his life, a massive issue you cannot afford to miss. Wolverine faces off with Adamantine. The Wendigo is pulled into a deadly trap as a specter from Wolverine past emerges. And the Wolverine story you never thought you would see begins here. Plus, a special celebratory bonus story by Daniel Warren Johnson. And there's several key appearances happening in this book. This is the whole reason I picked this book up. It's the 400th issue of the Wolverine. I could not pass this one by. I'm a huge fan of Wolverine. I just don't buy his books because I can read them online. But this one was a must-have as a collector, in my opinion. Now, does that change? Is it going to be worth money in the future? I don't know. But this was a beautiful cover. Daniel Warren Johnson is phenomenal at what he does and knows what he's doing. So I picked this one up. If you can get your hands on a copy, I would recommend you do the same. All right. Going over to DC now, and we're going to The Absolute Flash, issue number 2 by Jeff Lemire, who, guys, Jeff Lemire is on top of the game right now. And this is art by Nick Robles. Cover is by Jorge Corona, and colors by Adriano Lucas. In this issue, can Wally West outrun the rogues? Wally West is on the run from his dad and the rest of Fort Fox. While his newfound abilities are terrifying him, he needs to find a way to use them to make his escape. But how will he handle the elite group his father sent to bring him back? I really enjoyed issue 1 of this, so I'm continuing on with issue 2. I know Jeff Lemire is absolutely killing it with the Absolute series right now, and that not only is he doing the Absolute series, he has other books in the work as well. Jeff Lemire, good sir, kudos to you. You are a very busy man. Staying in DC, I got Zatanna coming up in Vol 3, issue 3 by Jamal Campbell, art by Jamal Campbell, and cover by Sweeney Boo and Ji Hyung Lee. In this issue, Zatanna, cursed after following her leads into an astral dimension hidden inside a television, Zatanna is plagued with only more questions and confusion. Is she ready for the chilling answers that await her about the mysterious Adam and the Lady White? Can she continue to endure the curse of the sword as it holds on to her as its hold on her titans, or will she simply break? I'll always pick up a good Zatanna series. I really enjoy her as a character. Fell in love with the character back in the 90s in some Justice League Dark and been following it ever since. So really enjoyable. Now, the next book I picked up purely for the cover. It is a Inyuk Lee cover, and I'm a big fan of his work. That's why I grabbed Catwoman Volume 5, Issue 75. This is by Torrin Gronbeck, art by Patricio Del Pesce, and cover by Inyuk Lee, like I said. This is the beginning of the end. Discover the ruinous event that sounded the death knell for Evie Hall and her compatriots and gave birth to Catwoman as we journey back to the beginning of the end of it all. Really just a vanity pickup. A big fan of Inyuk Lee and his work, and really enjoyed this cover by him. And he's one of those guys I always say, like, you know, David Nakayama and a few others, like if they have a cover on the shelf, I would pick it up because they're just really, really good. And this is one of them, Inyuk Lee, Catwoman number 75. Going over to Dark Horse this week, we have Usagi Yohimbo 10,000 Plums, issue 2 by Stan Saki, who also does the art. This cover is done by Esau and Isaac Escorza. In this issue, a group of Shogun's men are found slain in the plum tree forest, and the only survivor is a young village girl, reeling in shock from the attack. Usagi, Yukichi, and Jin agree to help protect the plum trees and prevent more tragedy from befalling the locals, but will their swords be enough? This was really fun, and Stan Saki is doing a phenomenal job on Usagi as always, so can't recommend this one enough to you. Coming up next, we're heading over to Oni Press, who, again, like Keen Spot, is absolutely killing the game right now and putting together a fine line of books for everybody to enjoy. Now, with that, I'm bringing you Mine is a Long, Lonesome Grave, issue number 3 by Justin Jordan, art by Chris Sheehan, and this is a Matthew Roberts cover. Vengeance begets blood, the relentless revenge horror odyssey through Appalachia ups the ante as cursed ex-con Harley Creed comes one step closer to meeting the puppet master behind his paid. Harley has 3 more days to find out who hexed him before he dies in screaming agony, but the clock is ticking and his grip on reality is slipping as his supernatural curse works its way through his bones. But in the rotten remains of his former in-law's family compound, the truth of the matter is about to step into the light, and the truth, well, it sure in the hell ain't pretty. The first 2 issues of this book, absolutely amazing. Highly recommend this book to you, or wait for the trade paperback to come out. It's up to you. But I could definitely see this one being a TV series or even a movie someday. It is that good. I've really enjoyed this book a lot. It's like Red Dead Redemption meets Jonah Hex. It's been really, really good. So can't recommend this one enough to you. Jumping over to Zenescope real quick. We have Grim Tales of Terror, Volume 5, Issue 4, The Dybbuk Box, written by David Wall, cover by Pierre Luigi Abbondanza. In this issue, the Dybbuk is a malevolent spirit that can possess the body of a living being, bringing ill will and horrible outcomes to all those affected by it. But ancient tomes also speak of a way to hold these evil souls at bay, to keep them from destroying the lives of those they seek to control. And when Cole Clark's life begins to be flipped upside down, with all signs pointing to the supernatural, he may have only one option to save his life, but at what cost? I like these books. They take a little bit of supernatural and spin it up and make it into a comic book, basically. And here lately, it's been like different kinds of, not curses, but things that we've heard about throughout our youth growing up, of these different things. So it's really good. I enjoy them very much. Zenescope, I think, has always been really good at what they do. So can't recommend it enough. Grim Tales of Terror, always a pickup for me. Now, heading over to Image Comics, and I always say Image is my favorite publisher, and I'm not lying about that. They have so many great titles. They have something for everybody. But then again, I can say that about every publisher out there. I fell in love with Image in the 90s when Spawn first come out. So for me, it's just been something I've enjoyed. But coming up first from Image this week, we have Hack/Body Bags, issue number 4. And this is by the wonderful Tim Seeley, who I absolutely think is just a phenomenal writer and artist. And this is art by Steve Kurth and Stefano Caselli. It covers by Tim Seeley and Kalman Odrowski. In this issue, Casey and Vlad are desperately trying to leave Terminus, pursued by the entirety of Sin's police department. Good thing they've got their new pals Panda and Mac on their side, except Panda and Mac are body baggers, and a gig is a gig. The most twisted crossover of the year comes to an epic conclusion as the slasher hunting duo goes to absolute war with the bounty hunting daddy-daughter duo. I always enjoy Hack Slash. It's been a phenomenal series. I think this is like the second or third one of this book. And it's always a fun read. I always enjoy it. It's always lighthearted and a bloody good time. Now, staying in Image, we're heading over to Ghost Machine now. Like I said, absolutely killing the game. Geoff Johns and the team over there, phenomenal team over at Ghost Machine. But let's jump into issue 11 of Redcoat, written by Geoff Johns, art by Brian Hitch, Andrew Curry, Brad Anderson, covers by Gary Frank, and this is the Inyuk Lee cover right here. In this issue, enter the next great myth from the unnamed, the Northerner. Who is the enigmatic figure? What drives him? What does the immortal Simon Pure stand as his adversary? Discover the untold origins of one of the most mysterious legends in American history and uncover how his arrival reshapes the destinies of Redcoat, Geiger, Junkyard Joe, and the rest of the unnamed. Very anticipated book by those of us who are following Ghost Machine with the introduction of the Northerner. So if you're not reading this, God, why not? Go pick it up. It's really good. Going over to the Spawn universe now. We had 2 titles this week from the Spawn universe. Coming up first, we have Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn, issue number 5 by Jimmy Palmiotti, who is absolutely killing it on this book. Art by Chad Hardin, cover by Marco Falia and Chad Hardin, colors by Ulysses, and letter was Tom Orzechowski. In this issue, the gunslinger has been taken prisoner and forced to survive against a sadistic carnival ringmaster and his 4 horsemen. This is such a good book. It's like a prequel to the current modern day gunslinger that we're seeing in just the Gunslinger book. Really good. Recommend you picking this one up. Yeah, I've enjoyed it very much. I think the Spawn universe and the way it's growing currently with these 5 and 6-part series books have been phenomenal. Don't know how long this one is sticking around because it doesn't say if it's going to be a short run or if it's going to be an ongoing series, but I'm happy with it either way because it's really been good. Jimmy Palmiotti is absolutely killing it on this book. One more title for you in the Spawn universe, and we're going King Spawn, issue 44 by Rory McConville, art by Yildiray Sinar. I hope that's how you pronounce his name. And covers by Eduardo Pensica, Tauntaun Revolver, and Bjorn Behrens. In this issue, Al Simmons has been fighting for years, but he is not gaining any ground in protecting humanity from the creatures that lurk in the dark. Realizing this, Spawn starts to reevaluate his mission. Awesome cover for Easter right here. Really enjoyed this book, like I enjoy all Spawn books. So can't recommend Spawn enough to y'all. Go pick up some trade paperbacks, give them a read, catch up with Al Simmons and his ongoing story. You won't be disappointed. Ty McFarlane knows what he's doing and is absolutely killing the game as always. So those are my recommendations for the week of April the 16th. Let us know what you picked up this week down in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, I know it's late, but it's WrestleMania week. I've been watching a lot of wrestling this week. Be on the lookout on my other social media platforms as I drop the other covers that I picked up this week. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, as that's how you become a member of the Council of Nerds, by hitting that like and subscribe button down below. On behalf of myself, the chairman, and the Council of Nerds, this is USDN approved. Happy Easter, everybody.